Welcome to Christian Statesman. I'm your host, Zach Wagner, and this is episode 103. Are you watching, America? We've been operating in a metaphoric twilight zone for several months now. Our national situation is changing rapidly. Are you watching, America? Can you see the ground slipping away underneath your feet? Do you go to work, come home, engage in your daily routine, and not see the rapid deterioration of our liberties and temporal securities right before your eyes? Does it pain you to even think about such things? Is it psychologically easier for you to just dismiss them as crazy conspiracy theory, even though they are more and more self-evident? Are you mentally and spiritually prepared to confront the realities that are charging towards you like a freight train? We've experienced decades of erosion, and by erosion we mean the gradual lessening and changing of the values that made America strong and unique. The cultural Marxists that took root in this country from Europe in the 30s learned very quickly that a class message based on economics fell flat in a country with a growing middle class. So the battle went into the institutions and culture of America. In the last 6 months, that battle has gone into overdrive, and the enemy of all that you hold dear is at the gates. Have you noticed, fellow Americans, that the fundamental structures of society have been eroded and weakened to a point that we not only do not recognize the power of the nuclear family any longer, but celebrate deviations in relationships that have little chance of being sustained and no chance of bearing children? Have we understood that under the banner "Love is Love," we are also encompassing priorities other than the love our native biology dictates? Is it any concern that almost half of all the children now born in America are born to single parents? Do you understand what a pending social crisis this portends? Are you concerned that the cornerstone of the American dream, our currency, the pursuit of wealth, and the prosperity for every individual, has been carefully devalued over a century and is now being accelerated into a hyperinflationary death spiral? Are you watching the price of most necessities climb quickly and wondering when it will end? Perhaps you believe things will calm down in time and a normality of economic stability will return. In the meantime, are you taking steps to insulate yourself in case prices do spiral upwards or the supply chain starts to crumble? Can you hear the voices from history warning you that we are repeating the mistakes of the past? Are you wondering about all the push for the vax, sensing somehow that the narrative of their necessity somehow does not jibe with the reality of past disease treatments? Do you wonder why governmental authorities are offering strange incentives to submit to it? Are you curious as to why all of the side effects people are experiencing are suppressed in the mainstream media and social platforms? Do you feel a disconnect as the two separate realities on this issue are presented and cannot be easily reconciled? If you're watching all of this, and much more, you must come to the realization that we are all backed up against the wall of faith. There are forces at work that are simply beyond the ability of the average citizen to change. All that we can do is deal with our little sphere of influence and try to mitigate for those we know, love, and care about. And that can be particularly difficult if anyone involved in that process cannot see the danger signals, cannot perceive the alarm bells going off all around them. If you're watching America, you must understand that the fate of nations is only partly in our hands. Such fates are mainly in God's hands, and it would be dangerous for us not to recognize the oft-repeated historical signs that bring His impending judgments, for those signs are all around us. They have become our everyday fare. We cannot ignore them, for to do so is detrimental to our ability to adapt and prepare. As a baby boomer, I've seen America at her best. Now I am seeing America at her worst. And much of the sin perpetrated upon us goes back to those we supposedly chose as our leaders. When the wicked rule, the people are sure to suffer. Can we undertake a national repentance before it is too late? Might we already be past that point and see God's judgments upon us already? The wall of faith will advise us and help us know what to see and what to do. Pray for our country. Pray for each other. Pray for all those you love. We are at that point. where we simply cannot get enough faith and prayers. Thank you for being with us. Please subscribe, and as always, have a blessed day.